All right. Title's Hardcore Media here, going over Senate Unarmed Services Committee um, investigating UFOs. And look here, these idiots that are taking our taxpayer dollars are over an hour and 14 minutes late out of 2 hours 16 minutes. This is tax dollars going down the drain. Um, and me, I've already known about UFOs, knew people that have worked at secret installations uh, that have alien engineered craft, etc. My father's worked at secret installations myself. I mean, himself. So I already know a lot about UFOs. I've had my own experiences. All things paranormal. So, anyways, let's get to the video fast quick because these guys obviously don't care about doing their jobs. Yes, blocking does work.
This hearing will come to order. I'd like to first thank our witness, Dr. John Kozlowski, for testifying. He is our newly appointed director of the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or ARROW, an office Congress established in the fiscal year 2022 NDAA to investigate this very serious problem of unidentified anomalous phenomenon, or UAP. Dr. Kozlowski comes to ARROW from the Research Directorate of the National Security Agency, where he worked in areas of optics research and crypto mathematics. He previously served at the DoD Special Communications Enterprise Office. We look forward to regular engagements between you and the committee.
These are people that know how to hack into your computers. These are people that spy on you. My God, what the fuck is she?
When unidentified anomalous phenomenon enter our airspace, we need to know about it. We need to identify it, but in order to do that, we need to reduce the stigma and credibility challenges associated with these events. Our service members, scientists, foreign partners, and the general public need to know that their reporting, research, and analysis will be taken seriously and acted on in good faith. In the spirit of transparency, ARROW recently released a consolidated annual report just a few months after releasing the first volume of the historical record report in March of this year. These public documents help highlight the challenges still facing this office, including the lack of timely and actionable sensor data, the need to revisit cases placed in the active archive, and the importance of improving reporting sources, both in the interagency and internationally. In this hearing, I want to probe a series of specific issues. First, as incidents at Langley and elsewhere have demonstrated, unmanned aerial systems, or UAS, continue to pose significant threats to our national security. In addition,
how do you know they're unmanned? How do you know they're unmanned? Because unless you really have the technology to know that they're unmanned, you really don't. Okay? And honestly, the Russians, Chinese, and other countries could have their own technology and stuff. Unmanned and stuff, and they can have it manned as well. But how do you know this?
To safety and flight issues these UAS create for our own pilots and air crew, the UAS present clear and undeniable counterintelligence concerns around some of the most sensitive airspace. While standard UAS are not part of ARROW's mission, your work on sensors at military installations across the country will be critical to making sure that we have the domain awareness necessary to accurately identify and track these objects. I expect your office to also pay close attention to any anomalous characteristics that these systems could present in the future. Second, I look forward to your presentation of 3 case studies demonstrating cases that ARROW has resolved, including the Go Fast, which is one of the most prominent UAP cases. However, I believe it is important to acknowledge ongoing public interest in the Nimitz incident, the gimbal video, and other prominent UAP cases, and for AARO to share what it can about those cases
The
as well.
TikTok.
It's
Or,
also important that
yeah,
AARO
the
speak to
TikTok.
unresolved cases and what types of
What the difference is, I don't know. TikTok, Tic-Tac, there's a bunch of Tic-Tacs.
anomalous activity have merited further analysis. And while I know AARO has gone through a period of transition over the past year, it is important to share these disclosures, both resolved and unresolved cases, with the public, even when a Senate hearing is not scheduled. Lastly, while some have been hesitant to come forward to AARO in the past, I hope that potential individuals with firsthand knowledge of unreported programs view your arrival in this position as an opportunity for a new start. AARO was created by Congress to do this work. Congress waived non-disclosure agreements for those who disclose information to AARO and gave AARO the authority to go and turn over every rock. I hope those with information to share use this opportunity so that we, as your senators who represent you, can do our jobs. I look forward to hearing more on these issues from Dr. Kozlowski and for members to start a dialogue on this important topic. With that, I would like to turn to Senator Ernst for her opening statement.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Dr. Kozlowski. Our hearing today is about identifying UAPs and understanding their potential implications, which could range from technological advancements to potential threats to our national security. Are these phenomena tied to foreign adversaries such as China or Russia, leveraging advanced technologies beyond our current capabilities? Or do they represent unknown scientific phenomena that challenge our current understanding? We must answer these critical.
I mean, I can answer that for you. Is that humans are in the Stone Age of science right now, being held back. And the only people that's making great strides and leaps in so-called science are the ones that are on these classified re-engineering programs of extraterrestrial craft, non-human craft. I don't know, everyone else is like in the Stone Age. And we're not going to get any further until the stuff gets to the truth.
Questions to ensure that our national security is not compromised. It is vital that all agencies work in tandem to aggregate data, identify patterns, and develop robust analytical frameworks. Our ability to detect, track, and respond to UAPs requires the latest technology and full cooperation from all government branches. Thanks very much, Dr. Kozlowski, for your attention to this matter, and I look forward to the valuable.
And the thing is with ET craft, or their drones or whatever, is that they could make themselves unknown, they could be invisible, and humans won't be able to track them. They're not afraid of us. We're just monkeys, insects, compared to them. We're just like monkeys that are throwing stones at each other and everything. And
insights that you and AARO can provide to our committee, and I yield back. Thank you.
Dr. Kozlowski, please make your opening statement.
Thank you, Chairwoman Gillibrand, Ranking Member Ernst, and distinguished members of the subcommittee. It is a pleasure to be here on behalf of the Department of Defense as the new Director of the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. I appreciate the opportunity to provide a status update on AARO's work and respond to your questions about unidentified anomalous phenomenon, or UAP. On behalf of the department and the entire AARO team, I want to say how grateful we are to Congress for its continued support. Unidentified objects in any domain pose potential threats to U.S. safety and security. Reports of UAP activity, particularly near national security sites, must be treated seriously and investigated with scientific rigor by the U.S. government. By way of introduction, I'm John Kozlowski. I'm a researcher at my core with an academic background in mathematics, physics, and engineering. I've spent most of my career at the National Security Agency, leading advanced research in the areas of optics, computing, and cryptomathematics. By nature, I am drawn to tough scientific problems, which is what brought me to AARO and the UAP mission. Since I arrived at Arrow in August, I've been impressed by the breadth and depth of my team's experience and the framework they've established to rigorously analyze UAP reports. Arrow has taken meaningful steps to improve data collection and retention, bolster sensor development, effectively triage UAP reports.
You know, I don't drink really, it's ultra rare, but I feel like with these days with the government and the BS that goes along with them, I should be drinking a lot of stiff vodka or something. I got water.
And reduce the stigma of reporting UAP events. Last year, Arrow worked with the DoD's Joint Staff to issue guidance to defense personnel worldwide on how to report UAP observations and is working with the military services regarding implementation. Arrow has also launched a public website that features UAP imagery, case resolutions, material analysis, archival records, and more. These are only a few examples of Arrow's recent progress, and we're just getting started. To date,
Yes.
Arrow has over 1,600 UAP reports in its holdings from across the U.S. government. I'll share a slide in just a few minutes
Over how many years?
with updated UAP analytic trends. You'll see that many reports resolve the commonplace objects like birds, balloons, and unmanned systems, while others lack sufficient data for comprehensive analysis. Although only a small percentage of
Gotta keep track of the birds. You don't want them getting in those engines.
reports received by Arrow are potentially anomalous, these are the cases that require significant time, resources, and a focused scientific inquiry by Arrow and its network of partners. It is important to underscore that, to date, Arrow has not discovered any verifiable evidence of extraterrestrial beings, activity, or technology.
Bullshit.
To accomplish Arrow's
Bullshit.
national security
Bullshit.
mission, I have set 3 priorities for the office.
This is why I don't put stock into these things whatsoever. These guys are shills, okay? And they'll lie out their asses to keep ETs a secret. This is a fucking joke. Are you kidding me? I mean, a lot of people are stupid enough to believe the BS he's putting out.
Building
but I
strong
don't-
partnerships, promoting transparency, and scaling up the work of the office. Arrow cannot
Bullshit.
do its work alone. Building partnerships across government, academia, industry, and with the public is essential to the success of the
Academia, mathematics, physics, science is going nowhere when they're keeping this stuff a secret, which he is, and they are. I mean, these guys arrived over an hour late, hour 16 minutes late.
office. Strong cooperation with the military services is particularly important. We rely on their support to implement our reporting guidance and to amplify the message that there should be zero stigma associated with UAP reporting. We also rely on
They're not going to keep reporting, they're not going to always report it if you guys are lying about the truth about ETs being around.
partnerships with the national labs, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence.
Because honestly, it's just a joke. You guys are just a part of the military-industrial complex and the intelligence complex. For you guys to keep this technology a secret. They use it for your own devices.
Intelligence, FBI, Department of Homeland Security, NASA, all of which play a role in the whole of government effort to address UAP.
And NASA is a part of the cover-up. Like I said, there's 2 different NASAs, the classified one and the one for the public.
Recognizing the talent and expertise that reside outside of the government, Arrow will continue to explore new ways to partner with the academic and scientific communities to investigate its most complex UAP cases. A related priority for Arrow is transparency. Our ability to collaborate with key partners, including the scientific community and the public, relies on
partners to
information
keep it
sharing,
secret.
to include downgrading and declassifying UAP-related information. In some cases, it may be unclear to the public why the DoD classified a piece of information in the first place. Why are photos of seemingly benign objects such as balloons classified? It's often the case that an object
Because they're not all balloons. They're not. I'm getting pissed
phenomenon
off.
isn't itself a security concern, but the location, source, or method used to capture it is still sensitive. Many cases are difficult to quickly release to the public, but are reported to the appropriate committees in Congress that are authorized by law or House and Senate leadership to receive the information. It is important to note that Arrow does not unilaterally
Let's see what
declassify
Chad
information.
is.
Instead, we work with the originator of a classified
There's might be
record to
some
ensure that declassifying that record does
idiot
not
saying stuff in
inadvertently
here, but-
harm national security. This can take time. Nonetheless, the department is committed to declassifying and publicly sharing more information on UAP while protecting sensitive sources and methods. I'll be sharing some newly declassified imagery in just a few minutes. Arrow is also working closely with the National Archives and Records Administration to make UAP-related documents publicly available in a digitized collection. Meanwhile,
No, they're not.
Arrow continues to review the U.S. historical record relating to UAP.
They want to make sure to
We
keep
welcome
stuff
any
blacked
former
out.
or current government, civilian, contractor, or military service member with relevant information to reach out to us at www.arrow.mil. My final priority is scaling up Arrow's work to match its mission. Arrow needs to bolster the quantity, quality, and diversity of data that it acquires and examines. This means tapping into existing data sources within the interagency while deploying Arrow's own organic sensor capabilities. To the extent that UAP results from the domain awareness gaps, more and better data will help us fill those gaps and help us understand what is being encountered. In closing, Arrow is committed to the highest standards of scientific integrity. We will not foreclose on any explanation for UAP prematurely. We will continue to follow the science and data wherever they lead. We will continue to have an open and frank dialogue with Congress in settings like these and in classified briefings. We will continue to keep you fully and
That's the bullshit of it all. You see, this is what they do, not just with the evidence of UFOs and ETs, but with all these bills that they sign, they got pork barrel spending, and they have their own secrets behind closed doors that they don't want the public to know about. I know it goes behind closed doors. The biggest bullshit you've ever seen in fraudsters and scammers are these people right here, and the people in the House and the Senate are scammers. They are frauds. Anyways, I can't watch this bullshit because that's what it is. I know all this stuff, and I wasted a lot of time, too much time, listening to these degenerates and liars and psychopathic liars. And that's what they are. And, oh my fucking God.